Okay, now I'm gonna start off this weekly broadcast. Uh, Less than a day and a half, we're gonna elect the Klan President of the United Snakes of America. Three Ks. Don't get it twisted. This is who we have. This is who we have here. And before I get started on that, I'd like to address all my motherfucking haters, all my haters. Thank you for giving me my hate, the hate mails and the hates. Talking about my friend like that in the comment section about, oh, that person is a dude that looks like a tranny. Okay, so what? I'm inclusive of everybody's lifestyle, gay, straight, or whatever. You know, if y'all is so close-minded, I'm sorry. Y'all close-minded. You know, that's what it is. But attacking her for that, that's a bitch move. Attack me, but don't attack the person. Yeah, and they call mockery? Okay. Do y'all have anything else to do but to talk shit and be in your little feelings and, you know, sending me all these hate mail? And like I said before, I addressed the Klan President of the United Snakes. Let me go and show you all the hate that I got. You know, it tells me how people really is when they want to go and hate on a person because they have an opinion. Okay. None of these motherfuckers want to refute none of the arguments that I have. How flawed it is, how debated it is, how it is. Y'all never don't want to go and do that. And this motherfucker say you can't have coherent sentences properly, so not exactly to be fit as a special needs teacher assistant, not teacher, when you disable yourself. And then I'll say, I passed the test, went to college, got the requirement, and there's laws to protect me, so shut the fuck up, you bitch. See, we got haters over here, and they not even addressing none of the things that I said. I'm gonna go through some of the titles that I have. Hold up just a second. Because of the fact of the matter is that, you know, it's what it is. We're gonna have a president coming in here, a Klan president, the candidates are gonna come here and take office in a few days. You know, and irony upon irony is that is what it is. I'm gonna go through my channel. Okay, dashboard. Okay. I'll go through all the hate that I went through before I do this podcast addressing the incoming president of the United Snakes of America. Okay, Tommy Sotomayor is wrong about stop and frisk. You get into my trap. Do Blair love DICK? So a lot of people is getting because I have 5 thumbs up, 68 thumbs down. It's something about Blair 18, 32, 1 to 7. They not looking at the content right because they in their feelings. They really is in their feelings. And what the most popular one right now is Do Blaire White love black dick? And I did that as a bait to show how full of shit the trolls be going and trolling that is that they fans or they trolls. And it's a little bit of both, in my opinion. Cause nobody have a difference of opinion about certain stuff. And the irony of how irony is they have these little disclaimers saying don't go harass any content creator that they publicly shame, and then they go and do it because they say, oh, we don't have responsibility for that. Okay, I'm gonna go through some of the comments that I got. I love Asian type pussy. And then that's what it is. Martin Luther King expressed his message peacefully, but Black Lives Matter expressed his thing about that. I'm gonna reply to him and say, well, we are not to the get along generation. We ain't to get along we ain't to get along generation because hold on just a second. I'm gonna tell you like this: for all y'all motherfucking trolls, storefront and white supremacist trolls that go along and have Martin Luther King rhetoric, he woulda lead us if you woulda killed us. He woulda lead us if he woulda killed us. If you didn't kill them, or your white supremacist friend didn't kill him. They would have that's the irony because irony. Yeah. I'm going through all my stuff to show you how. Let me see hell for review. And then likely spam. Okay. The problem that I having with some of the thugs, they don't want to listen. They just want to go and right into their flag without hearing the other opposition. If y'all free of thought, why attack the person instead of attacking the message? That will make it better than you attacking a person if you're going and attacking the message that the person has. Instead of y'all doing that, y'all attacking me, and it proves me right, and it proves all the black YouTube commentators right that y'all don't go and listen to the whole video or listen to half the video. You go and you just automatically go and downgrade, or you just go and say okay and get into y'all little fucking feelings. And what I'm gonna say to all of the people, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna call each and every one of the people out that needs to get called out, including your Lord and Savior Blaire White. She gonna get called out on the bullshit and the buffoonery that her group have purposely perpetrated on other people. And the latest to rest, and the situation to rest. I'm just arguing about a point that she made a couple years back, or not a couple years, a couple of videos back, when she was going and saying, "Oh, she was concerned about a kid that was transitioning to a transgender or something like that. When there is research and medical research that another YouTuber made, it's straight on saying that that the medical profession and the medical profession agree with some of the stuff, but apparently she don't want to believe facts because she live in a bubble, a psychological bubble that's saying, oh, they should wait until they turn 18, the legal age. They go and do it. At least this person provided citations. You didn't. She did not. So I will believe the person that giving me citations and to believe an idiot that call herself advocating for trans rights. You should not be speaking for the whole community because you are an outcast, you are a leopard. You think that you know everything, which you don't, and people is not going to respect you. They just there. Your 200,000 friends is just there to see you make it an ass out of yourself. To see how they go in the SJC and say, okay, what Blaire gonna say next? Oh, what Blaire gonna say next? What's she gonna say next? Oh, she gonna say this next. She gonna say this next. Oh yeah, she say this. Yeah, she say this. Oh, she gonna say this. She gonna say this. She gonna oh yeah, she gonna say this. So I don't feel sorry for her. I don't. And I wish the bad things happened to her because she been going hard and talking about other people and making it okay to go and attack other transgender. But this is not the video. I would just make another podcast about this at a later time about transgenders like Blaire throwing people under the bus. So I'm gonna make that another video itself because it's kind of ridiculous. If you have your point of view, you have your point of view. That doesn't mean that your point of view is right or your point of view is wrong. The definition of opinion means it's your opinion, your interpretation of something, not you going and saying, "Oh, I am the arbitrary of truth. I am right." It doesn't go like that, sweet cheeks. It doesn't go like that. That much said, I got that out of the way. I got that little things out of the way. And I'm gonna tell you, Blaire White fans, this: you come on my page, you do something. I'm gonna warn you about the content. If it continue to happen, I'm gonna block you because I don't need trolls on my page 24/7. I don't need fucking trolls. Y'all can miss me with that shit. On it with the broadcast. The 45th president is a known Klan, a white supremacist stormfront person that in this election went and have a adverse effect on everybody. Every white supremacist came in there out of the woodwork after he was talking about Mexicans as rapists and all this stuff. And there are certain YouTubers like, say, Blaire White. I want to throw that bitch under the bus because I don't like the bitch. There are certain people I don't like, I despise. I'm going to put that bitch under the bus. I'm going to put her on notice. Blaire White doesn't understand that there are certain people that have the Affordable Care Act. I'm going to reference a video from Raleigh. I never did that, you know. Oh shit. I'm gonna reference a video from her. I'm gonna call her by her. I'll call her by what she want to be called, what that person want to be called, because I'm very inclusive about everything. Everyone, I'm inclusive about everybody's feelings and stuff. Not like Blaire White, um, a person that you know think that it should be going her way because that's her way. This is a 4-minute video, so I'll put the link of her video in the description below. And I'm not going to show you the video, I'm just going to let you hear what the Affordable Care Act will do for it. It's something that the president does not understand about, something that Blaire really don't understand about, going to affect it, because if this person's going to transition, it's going to be very hard for that person to get transition medication for them to transition unless you have, you know, the right insurance. So I will be back. Just hear out the video.
The 115th Congress has been in session for less than 2 weeks now, and they're already trying to get rid of healthcare for millions of Americans. Through a process called budget reconciliation, they're trying to dismantle the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, and Paul Ryan has promised that they're also working on defunding Planned Parenthood. With a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and a Republican President, they can really do just about anything they want. Who needs checks and balances when you have a bunch of old, rich white men making decisions that will mainly affect poor people, women, and people of color? I don't see what could go wrong there. So basically, the ACA has been doing a lot of good. The uninsured rate in 2010, before the ACA took effect, was about 16%, and it's now at the lowest rate it's ever been, 8.6%. That's about 20 million Americans who now have access to potentially life-saving healthcare thanks to the ACA. Some of these people are covered by the new exchanges, where they can sign up for subsidized plans. Others are covered by the Medicaid expansion that was part of the ACA, and others are covered by the provision that allows people to stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26 years old. Now, the ACA is not perfect, and there are certainly ways to improve it. For instance, it's entirely built around private insurance plans, and a lot of people argue that a public option would help many low-income Americans afford health insurance. Because even though the uninsured rate is at a record low, our healthcare system is still not completely universal like it is in every other developed country. Healthcare is a basic human right, and it's terrible that we're still not able to provide that for everyone. That being said, repealing the ACA would only make things worse. Those 20 million Americans would lose their access to healthcare, which could be literally life-threatening. And the way Republicans in Congress are going about it, they don't have anything to replace it with. The ACA is a massive, complex piece of legislation with a million different parts, and they're not just going to whip up a replacement overnight. If they repeal the ACA without any plan to keep those Americans insured, they're going to be putting a lot of lives in danger. One of the most popular provisions in the ACA is the fact that insurance companies can no longer deny you based on a pre-existing condition. Before the ACA, insurance companies would literally refuse to insure people who had any kind of pre-existing condition. They could deny you for having cancer, diabetes, anxiety, asthma, or literally any other kind of condition. That meant that even if you had the money to buy health insurance, insurers could just refuse to serve you. But if you're sick or have some kind of pre-existing condition that needs treatment, that's when you really need health insurance. And the only reason the ACA was able to make insurers cover pre-existing conditions without causing costs to skyrocket was the individual mandate, which said that everybody had to buy health insurance or otherwise pay a fine. The individual mandate is what most Republicans get worked up about, but it's the piece of the ACA that makes the others possible. You can't repeal the individual mandate without also allowing insurance companies to discriminate based on pre-existing conditions. I'm really scared for the future of healthcare in this country. It's never been great, but the ACA has made it a lot better, especially for freelancers like myself who don't get health insurance through a company. If the ACA is repealed, millions of Americans, myself included, won't have access to healthcare. And on top of all of that, the Republicans in Congress want to defund Planned Parenthood because it's become some sort of proxy in their war against abortion. Remember that because of the Hyde Amendment, none of the federal money that Planned Parenthood receives is allowed to be used for abortions. That means that defunding Planned Parenthood would only be defunding access to basic healthcare services like cancer screenings, STI testing, and birth control. And what's really ironic about that is that Planned Parenthood's ability to provide inexpensive birth control helps prevent abortions and unwanted pregnancies because people avoid becoming pregnant in the first place. So by defunding those services at Planned Parenthood, we'd likely see more unwanted pregnancies and more abortions. The Hyde Amendment in itself is ridiculous, I think, because access to abortion is a right that people have thanks to Roe v. Wade, and the Hyde Amendment and legislation like it only makes it harder for people to get abortions. But putting that aside, Planned Parenthood offers a ton of services that aren't related to abortions. In fact, only 3% of their services are abortions. They offer Pap tests and breast cancer screenings, as well as tests for prostate, testicular, and colon cancer. They can test for UTIs and STIs. Some of their clinics even offer hormone replacement replacement therapy for transgender patients, and they have educational material to help people figure out what birth control method works best for them. They serve about 5 million people every year, mostly low-income Americans, and 1 in 5 women has been to a Planned Parenthood at some point in their life. It's a direct attack on our healthcare and our well-being when Republicans try to defund Planned Parenthood. If the ACA is repealed and Planned Parenthood is defunded, the future of this country is looking pretty much abysmal in terms of healthcare. The best thing we can do is make sure that our representatives know that we don't want them to repeal the ACA or defund Planned Parenthood. You can go to callmycongress.com to really quickly figure out who your representative is and who your senators are. You can then call them and leave a brief message expressing your support for the ACA and Planned Parenthood. I know phone calls suck, but that's how you get the attention of grumpy old Congress people. In the comments, let me know your personal experience with the ACA or Planned Parenthood. And thanks for watching this episode of Politics with Riley. I'll see you next time.
Okay. So that person video will be in the description below because, like I said, I want to give that person traffic for monetization. So you're gonna get rid of so Blaire. I'm coming back on her because she ride on Trump's dick really hard. So I'll ask the question. Let me ask you this question. You are voting against your own self-interest. And the reason why I'm saying you voting against your self-interest is because if he repeals it, you don't have insurance for your hormone medication. That's it. You're gone. You're not gonna be able to do the transition. And you're gonna be against. You're gonna be crying. You're gonna be complaining. You voted against your own self-interest. What do you think is gonna happen if you go to states like North Carolina or something like that have this bathroom bill that you can't go into the bathroom? You have to go to the bathroom where you identify at birth, which is a man. So when you did that, you voted against your own self-interest. All of y'all motherfuckers voted against y'all self-interest. And I don't feel any type of sympathy or remorse for you doing that because you went and voted against your own self-interest. Nobody didn't tell you to vote against your own self-interest. You did that. You did that wholesale. On to the president of the United States, or I'll call him the Klan President of the United States of America. That's the one thing he really wanted to fund is Planned Parenthood and the ACA. We're gonna have a lot of people that are very uninsured to the point that they're gonna be unable to take care of themselves, and they're gonna be unable to, get the right coverage or get the right stuff, especially in the rural states like Louisiana and all these other southern states that really don't have a lot of clinics and stuff and really, really bad on healthcare. There's gonna be a strain on the public health system that the state of Louisiana is gonna do, like the clinics and stuff. It's gonna be a drain with them. It's gonna be a drain with the ER. It's gonna be a drain with everything else. So, what would be the problem? That's the thing. All y'all people that voted against Trump, or voted against your own, voted for Trump, you voted against your own self-interest. I'm sorry, you did. Nobody's not gonna feel sorry for you. You voted against your own self-interest. You voted for a man because you rather for him to stop people from being politically correct. You want people to stop being politically. You want to stop people being politically correct, because you believe that people should have a right to say what they want to say. I don't get on that what it is. When you do that, you give up certain liberties, you give up certain rights, you give up certain privileges, you give up certain things for certain for you give up certain things. And once you give up, you voted for a man because of political correctness, and then they want to repeal the ACA, and people are like, no, I don't want to repeal ACA. I don't want to do that. I just want him to stop being with Hillary and stop people from being in their feelings and be politically correct. And they need to be politically correct. We can say what we want to say. It doesn't matter if it hurts somebody's feelings or not, and blah, 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 and stuff like that. No, you can't get the good without the bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you think, you know, that it is. And look, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this person. I'm gonna show you this person like ratio and dislike ratio. I'm gonna say it like this. Okay. Okay. Let me turn my camera on. Let me see if I can kind of resume. Hangout. I need to go and find another. Okay. All right. So let me. Okay. Let me turn it.